Hey guys, Big Todd coming to you again with another gun review. Guys, today we are looking at the Sig P365X. Let's check it out. Boy, what a fun little pistol to shoot. This was the first Sig that I ever had a chance to take to the range, and I gotta tell you guys, up front, I did enjoy it. Hey guys, before we get started today, do me a favor and take a look at this. Like you just saw in the animation there, guys, please do me a favor and like, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends. Go ahead and click those buttons now. It only takes you a second. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really means the world to me. It really helps that algorithm push the videos out there to a bigger audience so we can get a little bigger and bring you guys better content. Now, we haven't reached that 500 subscribers yet, so we're working on that. We're a little over 350 right now, but we're getting there. With you guys' help, I'm telling you what, I know we can make it soon. Appreciate you guys. Now, some will tell you that the Sig P365, it actually redefined what concealed carry pistol should be. But I got to tell you guys, this Sig P365X, it's up the game. As we go through this pistol today, I want to ask you guys a couple questions like I always do. I want you to think about them and leave me your answers in the comments. So what are your thoughts on Sig pistols in general? Is the P365X the perfect concealed carry pistol? And the last question I would ask is, would mounting a red dot optic on the P365X take it out of the easily carryable realm? Before we go any further, I want to show you guys that this gun is empty. We have an empty magazine, and we have an empty chamber. So let's dive into it, guys. The P365X was released by Sig in 2021 as a greatest hits evolution of the P365 series. It was designed to bridge the gap between the original micro compact P365 and the larger P365XL by combining the best features of both models. Now, the original P365 debuted, and it revolutionized the market with a high-capacity micro-compact design that boasted that 10+1 rounds with this slim profile. A year after the 365 debuted, the 365XL hit the market, which offered a longer slide and a larger grip module for a flush fit 12-round magazine. So that would up your capacity to 12+1, if anybody's counting. A few years later in 2021, Sig quietly introduced the 365X. Now, this was during the worldwide COVID pandemic. That's the pistol that we have here today. So what Sig did is they used the shorter barrel of the 365, but the longer grip module of the XL. Now, the 365X became the first model that came from the factory with a standard optics-ready slide and the X series flat trigger. The 365X was developed to meet the needs of concealed carriers who wanted concealability of a shorter slide, which would reduce printing, but still had the full hand grip of the XL frame. In the 365 series pistols, you have what Sig refers to as the FCU. That's the fire control unit. The fire control unit is really a great idea, and a lot of other manufacturers like Springfield, Armory, Ruger, they've picked up on it and they're starting to use that in some of their pistols. The FCU really is the heart of the P365 series pistols and is considered the firearm because it's serialized. What makes the FCU nice is since it's serialized, you have free reign to modify and swap out all other components around the FCU. You now have the ability to swap frames, slides, controls, and triggers without having to buy a new firearm. You now have the ability to swap frames, slides, controls, and triggers without having to buy a new firearm. The modular platform is revolutionizing the way firearms are being manufactured today. So here's the official rundown. The make is Sig Sauer. The model is P365X. It is a striker-fired single-action pistol. And the operating system is a short recoil-operated lock breech system. It is chambered in 9mm. How many rounds does it hold? Well, in this magazine, it holds 12, and then you got one in the chamber. Sig does sell extended magazines that hold up to 25 rounds, which fit all the P365 series pistols. And Magpul does make a magazine called the AMAG, which has a 17-round capacity, if that's what you're looking for. The barrel is carbon steel with a nitron finish with a 1 in 10 right-hand twist. The grips and the frame are polymer, and the grips have this adaptive grip texture. And I'll bring it in close for you to see there. They've got it on both sides, along the back and along the front. And guys, when I held this at the range, when I was shooting this, it felt an awful lot like the Springfield Armory. Now, it doesn't use the different size pyramids and things like that, but holding it, it sure does make for a good, secure grip. Can optics be mounted? Why, heck yes, they can. The slide has been cut out to accept those micro red dots right there. All right, guys, let's talk dimensions. The overall length is 6 inches. The overall height is 4.8 inches. And the overall width is 1.1 inches. Now, this seems to be much slimmer than the Hellcat Pro, which I have, which is supposed to be 1 inch in width. So we'll see. I'm going to compare the two towards the end of the video for you. The barrel length is 3.1 inches, and the sight radius is 4.9 inches. Now, the overall weight is 18 ounces, which is slightly over a pound, with an empty magazine. The standard iron sights on the Sig P365X are the X-Ray 3 day and night sights. Now, they're designed as a high-performance tritium sight to be visible in all lighting conditions, in light conditions and in dark conditions. For daytime visibility, the front sight features a high-vis green polymer ring that surrounds a tritium vial, and that makes it easier to track in bright light. For nighttime visibility, both the front and the rear sights contain tritium vials that glow in the dark without needing a light source to charge them. I don't know if you can see those vials in there. They're in there. The sights are your typical 3-dot system. With the rear sights being blacked out during the day, that helps your eye focus on that bright front dot right there. But at night, it does reveal 2 of those glowing dots that we just talked about, and that will align with that glowing dot on the front sight. Let's talk about sight picture on the 365X. Now, the Sig factory sights are set up for combat sight picture. Now, that means that you place the front dot directly over your intended target rather than like regular sights where your target would be sitting on top of the dot. Now, this is important to know because when you start shooting and thinking you're set up like most other pistols, you may think that your sights are off for some reason or that you're just having a bad time shooting. Nope, they are set up that way. The P365 rear sights used to be integrated into this top plate, but they aren't anymore, and that's nice. And like we mentioned before, the slide is cut to receive RMSC optics. And you can direct mount the Sig Romeo Zero, the Zero Elite, the Romeo X Compact, and the Holosun 407K, 507K, and the EPS Carry, along with other sights that are out there. Now, as far as safeties go, you have your standard internal safeties that we've talked about before: striker safety, the disconnect safety, and the drop safety. But as far as manual safeties go, this model we have here does not have a manual safety. It doesn't have a thumb safety on the frame or the slide anywhere. Now, you can purchase versions of the 365X with an ambidextrous manual thumb safety if that's what you're into. The P365X is equipped with an X series flat trigger, which is one of the primary upgrades over the original P365. This trigger is designed to provide better leverage and more consistent feel overall. Now, the factory trigger pull typically breaks around 5.5 to 6.5 pounds. You know, unlike standard curve triggers, the flat face allows the finger to sit lower on the shoe, which increases the leverage, which makes the pull feel lighter and more linear than the curve trigger. With this 90-degree trigger, it is designed to break at a clean 90-degree angle. This helps prevent pulling the gun to one side or the other. The X flat trigger is known for having a crisp, clean break with a relatively short tactile reset. And we're going to go ahead and show you that here. Again, we're going to go ahead and show you the gun is clear. We've got an empty magazine and empty chamber. We definitely have a little take up, and we have a definite wall there. So take up to the wall, little creep, and it is pretty crisp. And here's the reset. Very tactile, and you can definitely hear it. All right, now let's talk about the frame, the slide, the finish, and the grips. This slide is made of cast stainless steel, which is then CNC machined and then covered with a black nitron or diamond-like carbon finish. It does include both front and rear cocking serrations, making it easier to manipulate the slide under stress or with gloves or wet hands. This slide does offer a loaded chamber indicator, which is a small witness hole or a notch at the top rear of the barrel hood here. The witness hole allows you to see a brass casing of a chambered round without needing to perform a press check. The polymer frame on the P365X is the X series or the XL style grip module, which is taller than the original P365, and that allows for that full hand grip. Now, I got a pretty decent sized hand, but as you can see, it fits on there pretty good. You got to get it nice and snug up there, but it works. With this slide being the compact length, it does help reduce the risk of poking while you're carrying concealed and sitting. Standard models like we have here have a laser engraved texture, the full length of the grip, front and back. And I'll show you that up close. It does kind of remind me when I hold it in my hand of what Springfield's doing. Now, this doesn't have the double pyramid design or anything, but it is a good secure lockup when you get it in your hand. It does have the Sig proprietary rail up front, and that's specifically for Sig branded lights and lasers like the Foxtrot or the Lima series. The back of the grip does feature an extended beaver tail. Now, that's going to prevent you from getting any kind of slide bite, and it's going to help you get that hand nice and tall up on the pistol. The mag release is right here on the left side, and it is pretty easy to manipulate. Now, it's not fully ambidextrous because it doesn't have it here over on the right, but you can switch it over to this side for those left-handed shooters. Now, if you look down here, you will see integrated mag funnel for faster reloads. The frame is designed for 12 rounds in flush fit magazines. It's also compatible with 15 and 17 round extended magazines as well. But note, the standard 10 round P365 magazines are too short. They will not fit in this pistol. Now, to help try and educate everybody, we're going to show you how to field strip this so you can properly clean your pistol. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to drop that magazine out of there. We're going to lock that slide back, and again, we're going to see that it's empty. And we're going to take our takedown lever here, and we're just going to push down on it. Push it straight down, and then we're going to release the slide, and then it'll slide right off the front, just like that. No need to pull the trigger. Inside, we have our flat spring and our metal guide rod. And then we have our hammer forged barrel. Now, if you'll look here, you'll see our FCU, or the fire control unit. And this is the unit that comes out and then you can put into other frames and put other slides on. And this is the serialized piece here. And you can see that's where the serial number is there. So this whole unit just comes out. You can get your new slide and lock it in there and you're good to go. All right, guys, let's go ahead and put this thing back together. We're going to put our barrel in here, and then we're going to get our spring and guide rod in, and we're going to slide right back on the frame rails there, bring it back and lock it. Our takedown lever goes up and we're good to go. We're back together. Now let's talk primary uses of this pistol, guys. Obviously, concealed carry and everyday carry is the most common role that the P365X is going to play. Now, with the 3.1-inch slide, the extra length in the grip here, and that slim profile, I mean, look at that. And it's lightweight. That makes it easily a daily carry. And let's face it, guys, if it's easy to carry, you're going to pick it up and you're going to carry it. You're not going to leave it at home. If something's uncomfortable, you're going to end up leaving it at home. I promise you that. Personal protection. With the 12.1 capacity, along with being able to add extended magazines that hold 15, 17, or even 25 rounds, and the addition of a red dot optic, this gun is excellent for personal protection and home defense. Guys, as a shooter, this pistol might be a little bit snappy, but it's definitely fun to shoot at the range. Now, that being said, a lot of people say that it's snappy. I didn't find it to be that bad at all, to be honest with you. Where can I get one? Well, looking around, you can pick this pistol up for around 600 bones on the internet. And a lot of them are in stock. I'm not going to say they're all in stock, but a lot of them are in stock. Now, they do have different finishes, which will cost you a little more. But they have slides in rainbow titanium, flat dark earth. They have a flat dark earth Cerakote, pink, black, OD green, and full color finishes like the battle worn bronze slide paired up with the battle worn gray frame. That is a really cool looking gun. And they have fun colors too, like robin's egg blue and cow print. And guys, on the cow print one, the magazine release right here, it's pink to look like a cow's udder. It's awesome. Overall impressions of this gun. Well, let's talk about the pros first. The grip, the full handled purchase due to the extended grip module that they used on this. This allows most people to get all three fingers on the grip, which significantly improves control and recoil management compared to the original P365. I have a bigger hand and it fits just fine. The slide is cut for optics and it accepts RMSC optics. Guys, that is definitely a pro. Increased magazine capacity of that 12 rounds and the availability of higher capacity magazines if you're into that. Ease of concealment. Due to that shortened slide, it really makes it much more comfortable to conceal carry, especially appendix carry, right? The FCU, that's a definite pro as well. It makes this pistol so customizable. You can swap out many different frames for different colors, different textures, even different materials. I know they have an aluminum one out there that's pretty cool right now. The iron sights are really nice, guys. I really love the green dot on the front that you can see during the daylight and at night. That is awesome. And I really like the fact that the back sights are blacked out, but at night you can see them as well. This makes it perfect for shooting in all light conditions. Okay, now let's talk cons. First on the cons list is snappy recoil. You know, because the barrel has been shortened and the slide is lighter, it does have a noticeably a little bit more of a snappier recoil than, other compacts like the Glock 19 or the Hellcat Pro. I'm going to be honest with you. You can't even compare to the Glock 19 because that thing shoots like a powder puff, in my opinion. Now, it is a lot closer to the Hellcat Pro, but guys, I'm not super recoil sensitive, so it really didn't bother me at all. The trigger. We're going to list that as a con as well. You know, I did read where some people describe the trigger as, once you hit that wall, it's mushy or gritty at the trigger break. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't find that. I didn't find it mushy or gritty. I did find just a little bit that you had to push through. It wasn't super crisp. Maybe that's gritty. Maybe that's mushy. I don't know. Maybe that's what people call it. But you know what? I shoot it, I get used to it, and it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Corrosion concerns with the finish on this slide. Some say that it can be prone to surface rust if you're not regularly wiping it down and keeping it oiled. Now, this is due to concealed carry where the gun is up against your skin and you're sweating and things like that. So it definitely might be a consideration for you. Optics co-witness. Now, these optics are not super high. I imagine if the micro red dot direct mounts to the slide, then you'd probably be able to co-witness, but I'm not sure because, you know, obviously I haven't put one on here. So overall, my opinion of the Sig P365X, it's a very capable, everyday carry oriented 9mm pistol. I love the slim design and the full-size grip on this pistol. Many other compacts out there, they're just too wide and they're just too blocky. Guys, I want you to let me know what you think about the Sig P365X if you've had a chance to hold one and shoot one. Shoot your thoughts down in the comments and I'll promise you I'll get back to you. Guys, I really want to thank you for watching this video. And actually, I want to thank you for watching all my videos. Without you guys, this channel wouldn't be happening. Again, if there's something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments and I will try my best to get my hands on it and review it. I'm not sent any of these pistols to review. I buy all these with my own money, or I have friends and neighbors that have them that will loan them to me to shoot and review. Guys, I really hope that you learned something today because I know I did. Now, the 43X is definitely a shorter pistol, but it has a hair bit longer grip. And yep, you can feel that. It's not quite as crammed in there. And you can see the width is just about the same. Let's just line them all up here. We got a thunderstorm rolling in. I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder. But there we go, guys. There they all three are compared. I got to be honest with you, there's not a bad one in the bunch. Have a great day and God bless.